Okay, we're out here today. I want to give a video on some of this stuff. Throughout the winter, which is probably my favorite time of year to make progress on the course, this is when we do lots of work that the members don't necessarily see, but it's the most important work throughout the season. Today we're out on 15, and I put a big drainage system in here because last year, even though, and I said it so many times, that it was the most difficult year that any golf course has probably had in the last 25 years, at least since I've been doing it. And a big part of the problem last year was the thunderstorms. When you get the thunderstorms when it's 95 degrees out, and then the sun comes out after that, that just makes things so much harder because the water sits there, and if it's sitting on top of the ground, first of all, it can die once the sun hits that because it gets suffocated. But even after that, if it remains wet through hot, humid weather, you get disease. So we had two spots last season that I wasn't very happy with. That was the approach on number 9, which we put drainage in there. 9 didn't, it just thinned out. It didn't look real bad. But on 15, we lost a section of grass here in the first cut. I know it was rough. It wasn't that big of a spot that we lost, but we still want to improve on that stuff. I can't stand, last year I spent an extra $4,000 on just this area between spraying for fungus, the man hours, and then reseeding it, which is a timely thing. So we want to improve on that. Last year was a great year to show us any signs of weakness that we had on the golf course. So in the winter, what we try to do is improve on that weakness. Like I said, we're always trying to improve the golf course. I don't know if you'll ever get there, but it doesn't hurt to try. The ditches that we did in the last 2 years saved us from last year. Those were two of the most important projects I've ever done on any golf course. And it's hard because members don't really see the work that we put into it, and they don't understand it because everything looked good across here last year. But if we didn't do those ditches, we would have lost grass last year, undoubtedly. We always had some little issues with 14 fairway where water would sit, but as soon as we got those ditches in and drainage, we didn't even have to think about those fairways last year, which is great. Now I want to get to this spot where I don't have to worry about this spot. So the biggest issue here is, and I stated this before, but Colonial Avenue on both sides runs right to the golf course. Over by the carts over there, there's a huge catch basin. So anything that runs off of the road goes into that catch basin, and it runs directly through the golf course right here. They put this big pipe in here in the 1980s. This is covered. I can't lift this up, but this is a 36-inch pipe under us right now. And that was the town that did that. Like I said, it was 1984. I have drawings from it. It was a huge mistake as far as the golf course is concerned. I understand back in 84, and with any town or city, they can pretty much if they have to take over some of your land to do stuff, they'll do it. So there's nothing anybody could do about this, but this huge pipe that goes through here, first of all, it's old, it's concrete, and it has punctures in it. What happens is when we get all that water off of the road, which is a significant amount because it's running all the way about 500 yards from us on just that blacktop down there. So it's a significant amount of water through here. And if our catch basin over on 13 is clogged just a little bit, the water backs up, and the water will come through the pipe that's punctured in spots and make this whole area wet. That's a bigger solution. That's gonna take engineering and a lot of planning to do. But for right now, what I'm trying to do is just fix where we lost grass. We're gonna continue to have to do some work around here. But I want to show you the project we did the last 2 days. So this is called herringbone drainage system. and it's herringbone because it's got the wings off of it. So we have a main line that comes up the front, and then we have wings off of here that will catch any water that's in between that main line. Works really good. It dries up, it'll dry up this whole area here pretty quickly. We have some little lower areas over there off of the road that we might have to address still, but this area here should dry up relatively quickly. As we're digging now, you can see how wet it still is in the ground and how hard of a compacted area this is because of all the carts. But you can see we added about 60 yards of drainage through here. This is our exit, which we're tying into the system that goes around here. It was the best way for me to figure out how to do this. I'll have to address the approach area there a little bit more, but we'll see how this goes. So this should take care of our problem that we've had last year and several years prior to that. The more drainage you could get in the golf course and the more control that you have, like I always say, water management, the drier we could get things, the better off we'll have through the difficult weather. So I just want to show you what we're doing here. A lot of you guys don't see this work, but this is as important as anything we do on a golf course. We're always trying to prepare to improve, and this should be a big improvement. So as you can see up there, we should wrap this up, most of it today, and then we might head to some other little areas that we had, but I'll keep you informed. Thanks.